Hello everybody, and this is a special video I wanted to make. In the past, I've made a lot of videos bashing Roman Reigns. Now, this time, I'm going to give an examples of where the Roman Reigns experiment floundered. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to compare him with the one guy that everybody nowadays compares him to, and that's Cena. Now, Roman Reigns is one of the most hated wrestlers in all the WWE. And 80% of the fans can't stand why he gets pushed to the moon, always wins. He always has to beat your guys. Always. Whether it's your Samoa Joes, your Finn Balor's, your Ziggler's, your McIntyre's, Lashley recently, Strowman, everybody. Now, one of the things that is... Now, I will say in the beginning, I thought Roman was good. Really good. And then, because he was starting to get some steam, and then 2015 happened. Now, some wrestlers, you can go to an exact moment where you're just like, you know what, fuck this guy. And that's what happened in 2015. Now, nobody else in the history of the business needed their relatives to help them win a major match like the Royal Rumble. When The Rock came out and helped Roman win, that's the moment when the fans said, you know what, nah. Because then we started to see a trend of Roman had to do this, Roman had to do that. Now, the reason Roman Reigns, people hate him, one is his promos. He has horrible promos. Most wrestlers add a move here and a move there to get a little bit better. Some wrestlers will change their ring gear. Roman still wears the same gear that he did when he was in the Shield. He still wrestles exactly the same. And his promos are fucking horrible. And Roman doesn't have that oomph. And he wasn't... If he was built the right way, I think people would care more. And if he hadn't been like in every main event. If you look at the past 3 years, every main event has had Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns has been in every main event. Every main event that you can think of, he's been in. He's always in the featured spot. He's always one of the top guys. Because Vince thinks you should love Roman Reigns. Now, the problem... Now, there's a lot of, like, old-time managers, wrestlers, that say that, oh, we're just crapping on Roman to crap on him. No, my problem is, I believe when a wrestler should have to work their way up. So you should have a feud here and a feud there, and slowly build up. Okay? So the Shield breaks up, and you can't really name a feud, or a couple feuds that he did. Now, after he was WWE Champion, he had maybe like, you had Lesnar, Taker, Rollins, Ambrose, Triple H. But he didn't really work his way. Now let's go on the other side of the coin. Let's look at John Cena. John Cena came in and was not shoved down people's throats in the beginning. He did the Doctor of Thugonomics things. He feuded with Undertaker, which he did really well with. I like that feud. He feuded with Kurt Angle. He feuded with Eddie Guerrero. He feuded with The Big Show. He feuded with Rene Dupree, Booker T, Carlito, all these people. He worked his way up and he was United States Champion first. And then he found a way from go to U.S. Champion to the WWE Championship. And one of the differences between Cena and Roman is Cena would actually put a person over here and a person over there. When it looks like Roman and the shit that he says online, his interviews that he's had, he thinks he's the best thing since sliced bread. he doesn't really put the time in, and that's some of my biggest problems. Some of my biggest problems with him is that you cannot name feuds that he's had. This year alone, like, he didn't really feud with The Miz. He has, like, these, like, mini feuds that are, like, 2-3 weeks, and then he's done. Which, you know, not awesome. And he just, there's reasons the fans hate him. Because he's one of those guys that he has to be in every main event. Sometimes you gotta go from here. You can't always be in the main event. Sometimes you gotta give time for other people. Now, the Roman experiment just irritates me because, okay, coming up at SummerSlam, he is the #1 contender. Again. This year alone, he's wrestled Lesnar at. He did it at WrestleMania. He lost. He did it at the Greatest Royal Rumble. He lost. Now, I'm happy he did not win Money in the Bank. That would have been fucking stupid. And then he beats Lashley to get another shot. But if you look at the history, over the past couple years, he's wrestled Brock about 6 or 7 times. And he's never beat him. But the problem is, you can't really tell a good story if your champion's never on TV, and then you have Roman, who has to be the badass big dog in the yard. Bullshit. And it's just annoying. Especially since the shit that went down with Roman and Taker, and then now Taker and Roman had a match where they were on the same team at Madison Square Garden, and there was no heat, which is fucking stupid. So, you have Reigns completely in the driver's seat. Like, he can do no wrong. When there are far more important people on that roster that people would love to see instead. Roman just, like, I wish he would add more moves to it, or there was something different. I'm not even saying turn heel. I'm saying bring some charisma to your character, because I can't stand it. He's boring. Which is horrible, because on the contrast style, on SmackDown, you have AJ Styles, who has so much charisma, different moves, a great performer, but Roman just doesn't have it. Now, Vince has this hard-on for Reigns, and I don't get it, which has ruined careers already. Balor's one of them. He's kind of stuck in a spot where I don't see him getting back to where he was. I fucking hate the way Vince has done this. It's just, I wanted to give an opinion on why I actually don't like Roman. They didn't build him right, and all they did is shove him down your throat for the last couple years. I'm not a supporter of Reigns, and I don't think I ever will be. Because there's just nothing there. A wrestler I have to really clutch onto. And it just sucks. And that's what I just wanted to come on here and say. It's the state of Roman Reigns, and it's not good.